back to Discover ARRT. In this video, we'll help you navigate our Program Director's website. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this video will help you make the most of our website. We'll guide you through setting up your account, exploring useful resources available on the website, and share tips to ensure a seamless experience. Let's first start with how to set up your account. If you're not currently an ARRT verified program and would like to become one, follow these steps. First, prepare a letter using school or organization letterhead. The request must be signed by somebody in a position higher than the program director. This could be a college dean, director of education, campus president, etc. The letter should include the program's discipline. You'll want to include proof of accreditation from an ARRT recognized accreditation agency. To find more information about accreditation, visit our website at arrt.org. You'll also want to include the program director's name, email address, phone number, credentials, and an ID number if it's applicable. Please note that program directors who are not credentialed in the program's discipline from an organization that ARRT recognizes also need to include the name and contact information of a faculty member who is credentialed by an organization ARRT recognizes. You'll email your completed letter to programdirectors@arrt.org. If there's a change to program leadership, you'll want to let us know so that there's no delay in those individuals having access to the educator's website. To update a program director and/or authorized faculty member for your current ARRT verified program, you'll want to follow these steps. Start by preparing a letter using your school or organization's letterhead. Remember that this request must be signed by someone in a position higher than the program director. This could be your college dean, director of education, campus president, etc. The letter should include the new program director's name, the effective date of this change, email address, phone number, their credentials, and an ID number if applicable. Please note that program directors who are not credentialed in the program's discipline from an organization that ARRT recognizes also need to include the name and contact information of a faculty member who is credentialed by an organization ARRT recognizes. You can email your completed letter to programdirectors@arrt.org. Once you've created your account, you can access all the resources on the website. Let's start by focusing on the homepage of the Program Director's website to explore some helpful resources that'll make managing your students' ARRT accounts a breeze. The first section you'll see right on the homepage is the Student Accounts and Online Applications section. This section is crucial as it's where you'll manage student requests for their ARRT accounts. As you know, students need an ARRT account to apply for their ARRT credential. You'll notice a link called ARRT Account Setup Instructions for Students. This is your starting point to help your students get their account set up. To get started, click on ARRT Account Setup Instructions for Students. This will take you to a page where you'll find all the details you need. The first thing you'll want to do is click on the link that says Download Instructions. We've also included instructions for other students who might need to create their account in a slightly different way depending on their specific scenario. This will download a PDF guide that you can email directly to your students. The instructions are straightforward and will walk them through the process of creating their ARRT account. Let's quickly go through what students will need to do. First, students will be asked to provide their full legal name. Just a quick note, students don't have to include their middle name or initial. That's entirely optional. Make sure to keep in mind, though, that the name on their account should match the 2 forms of identification they plan to take with them to the test center. They will also need to provide the information shown in the screenshot here. Next, they'll need to enter their school information. That includes selecting their state, program discipline, school name, and their expected graduation date. After that, they'll create their login credentials by providing their email address, which also serves as their login ID, and creating a password. Once they've done all that, they're ready to submit their request. Note, we suggest that students don't use their school email address as their login ID as some won't have access to that email address after they graduate. Once their request has been submitted, it's time for you to log into the program director's website and review their accounts. You can do this by clicking on the View Student Accounts link right on the homepage. Next, you'll see a list of pending accounts. These are the students who requested their ARRT accounts but still need your approval. To review a student's request, just click on their name. You'll be able to verify their information, including their expected program completion date. If everything looks good, you can approve the request. If something is incorrect, you can reject it and ask the student to update their details. If there's a change to the program completion date, you can update that once you've approved the account. When you select Approve, you'll need to verify the program start date and the expected program completion date. You'll also need to fill in the degree information section. This includes where their degree is coming from, the degree type, and the date of degree conferral. Once you've either approved or rejected the request, the student's name will then move to the Reviewed Accounts list. Don't worry if you need to make any changes later. You can still click on the student's name to edit or update their details. Here is a key reminder. Once a student's name is on the Reviewed Accounts list, they'll remain there until they apply for ARRT certification and registration. When students are within 90 days of completing all the educational requirements, we'll send them an email explaining how to access the online application. We'll also place a link to the application on their dashboard of their ARRT account. At this point, students can complete and submit their application online. After their application is processed, their name will appear on the Program Completion Verification list, which you'll need to complete once they've finished the program and their degree is conferred. You'll find the Program Completion Verification list on the homepage as well. Just click on the link, fill out the form, and submit it. But here's a big point to remember. There are 2 verifications that you need to confirm for each student. First, you'll approve their ARRT account request, and second, you confirm that they've completed the program and earned a degree. If you don't submit the Program Completion Verification list after the students complete the program and have their degree conferred, we may hold their exam scores until that verification is complete. One last reminder before we wrap up this section. Almost all candidates trying to earn an ARRT credential can apply online, with the exception of registered radiologist assistant candidates. We are working hard to make sure that this last group of candidates will soon be able to apply online as well. Let's switch gears a little and talk about structured education. Structured education is a vital component of the post-primary pathway and a key requirement for your students to obtain their credential. First off, what is structured education? Structured education is designed to help students master the discipline-specific knowledge they need in order to earn their credential. If your students are pursuing certification through the post-primary pathway, they must complete 16 credits of structured education. Structured education needs to be targeted to ARRT's examination content specifications for the discipline they are pursuing. This ensures that the education they're receiving is relevant and will help them succeed on their exam. One important thing to note is that structured education must include at least 1 credit from each of the major content categories listed in the examination content specifications for that discipline. This helps ensure that students get a well-rounded understanding of all the topics they'll be tested on. For more information, visit ARRT.org and type in Structured Education in the search bar. Structured education activities must meet the same standards as continuing education or CE requirements. That means they need to be approved by a CE approver or a state entity, or the activity must be an academic course from an institution accredited by an ARRT-recognized agency. A quick reminder, candidates must complete their structured education within the 24 months before submitting their post-primary application. Likewise, any logged clinical procedures that exceed the 24-month time period will expire. But once they apply for the post-primary exam and are assigned an exam window, their clinical experience procedures and structured education are locked in and won't expire anymore. If you need to submit a structured education course for approval, you'll find the link to do so on the homepage of the program director's website called Submit a Course. Once you're in the Submit a Course page, you'll need to include a course content description. This should include details like the course syllabus and other relevant course information. To ensure your course aligns with the discipline's content categories, please refer to the examination content specifications for that particular discipline. Once you're ready, click on the Submit a Course button. Please keep in mind that courses offered through your institution's continuing education division do not meet ARRT's academic course requirements. If you have questions about this, you can call us at 651-687-0048, extension 8555. Make sure to input all the required course details according to the prompts on the page. When you get to the bottom, you'll be able to attach the course syllabus and content outline as a single PDF. Once everything's attached, go ahead and submit the course. Now let's talk about managing authorized users. A program director is the main contact to add or edit academic courses submitted for structured education. However, sometimes the program director may not teach these courses, and adding another user, such as the course instructor, might be beneficial. Note, these added users will not have access to other functions of the educator's website, such as the program completion verification list. To manage authorized users, click on the Manage Users button at the top of the page. From there, select Add New User. Here you'll need to fill in the person's contact information. Once you've submitted the form, we'll send them a welcome email. That email will include a link to complete their account setup, allowing them to add courses they may be teaching. Finally, let's review the reports and statistics available to you as the program director. These reports give you insights into your students' exam performance, pass rates, and how your program compares to others. On the program director's website, there are 5 main reports you can access: a passing candidates report, candidate exam results, an annual program summary report, a national comparison report, and an applicant status report. Let's start with the passing candidates report. This report gives you a list of candidates from your program who passed their exam within the specified date range. The list includes both first-time and repeat candidates. This report is useful because it serves as a durable history of your program. Please note, we created this report you see here with sample records rather than actual students. Your report will not include an ARRT ID number in the name field. Please wait at least 2 weeks after an exam administration for a student's information to appear on this report. Next up, we have the Candidate Exam Results Report. It provides detailed results for a candidate's first attempt. You can filter the report by either graduation date or exam date, depending on your needs. This report will provide a comprehensive breakdown of how your students performed on their first attempt, including overall and section-level scaled scores, as well as their percentile rank. Here's something to keep in mind when interpreting the data. A percentile rank represents the percentage of all first-time candidates scoring at or below a particular student's scaled score. For example, let's take a look at the first set of results. The report shows a percentile rank of 60 with a total scaled score of 85. This means that 60% of that year's first-time candidates scored at or below a scaled score of 85. Essentially, this candidate performed better than 60% of all first-time candidates who took the exam in the same time frame. It's important to remember that scores belong to the student. In order to give you the data you need to evaluate your program, we redact student identifiers like name and ID number from this report. Moving on, we have the Annual Program Summary Report. This report summarizes the exam results for the calendar year you select. It includes key statistics like the mean scaled score, mean section scaled scores, and pass rates for all first-time candidates in your program. Make sure to pay special attention to the notes at the bottom of the report. The exam summary stats are based on first-time program graduates, and the total scaled scores are on a scale from 1 through 99. Remember, these aren't percentages. While a total of 75 or higher is required to pass, this is a scaled score. It doesn't mean the student answered 75% of the items correctly. Next, there's the National Comparison Report. This report compares how candidates from your program performed compared to candidates from all other programs. It provides a comparison between your program and the national average. The percentile rank on this report does not compare your program's average to other program averages. Instead, it represents the percentage of candidates scoring at or below your program's average as though your average were an actual student. This report is most useful when you look for multi-year trends rather than focusing on a single year. Given the small number of students in each cohort, your average program score will vary naturally from year to year. So take this report with a grain of salt and try to look for trends to identify areas where your program consistently performs better or worse than the national average, or specific sections where your students perform relatively better or worse when compared to others. These trends can be helpful when you look at prioritizing adjustments to your curriculum or teaching methods. The Applicant Status Report is another one you'll find useful. This report shows the status of candidates who have submitted a first-time application and that ARRT has determined eligible for certification and registration. You'll receive a list of names along with their current status, giving you a clear view of where your students stand in the application process. The report on screen uses the same sample students from before. Your actual report will not include ARRT ID numbers in the name field. As a student progresses through the application process, their status will be updated accordingly. For example, the applied status will appear once we've processed their application. The graduated status will show up once you submit the program completion verification list, and the passed status will be updated once we've processed the official score report for passing students. Finally, we publish an annual exam report. This report provides a broad summary of exam volume, performance, and percentile ranks. To access this report, scroll down on the Program Director's website to the section labeled National Exam Statistics Available and click on the link to view it. Keep in mind, though, that while this report gives you valuable data, it shouldn't be the sole source for evaluating your program's performance. There are so many factors that can influence results, such as the number of candidates and the curriculum emphasis at your institution. We also recommend reviewing the technical appendix, which can be found on the same page as the annual exam report. The technical appendix serves as a complement to the annual exam report by summarizing the psychometric characteristics of ARRT's examination scores. While it is more mathematically detailed, don't worry. We provide detailed explanations throughout to help with your interpretation. To quickly recap what we've covered today, we walked you through setting up your Program Director account, explored the useful resources available on the Program Director's website, and shared some helpful tips to ensure a smooth experience for both you and your students. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate your time, and we hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss any future content. We'd also love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with any topics you'd like us to cover in upcoming episodes. Thanks again for being here, and we'll see you in the next video.